Morning.
Good morning.
Chamberlain.
How are you?
Nice
Pleasure
to meet
you.
Salvador. Nice to meet you. Sit down. Have a seat. How are you? How was your
Great.
drive here?
Oh, traffic was a little bit rough, but not too bad.
Yeah, I4 can be bad these days.
I hear you. They're doing all that construction. People are switching lanes, no blinkers or anything.
They say.
How do you guys get around here?
I mean, same as you. Traffic's been bad, but hopefully it's gonna be over soon. Yeah.
I hear you.
All right. I'm glad to have you. I'm gonna ask you some questions right now, and then I'm gonna give you some time for you to ask me some questions if you have. And I think that's gonna be pretty much it.
Awesome.
So if you want to get started.
Absolutely.
So what are some of your strengths? What are the things you consider your strength?
People skills. I'm really good at finding common ground with people, communicating. I'm a very detail-oriented person, and that's something that I sort of had to learn. I've had trouble in the past, in school, multitasking and doing that sort of thing. But I've really gotten a handle on it, gotten focused, zeroed in, and accomplished tasks as efficiently and as well as I know how to do. So.
Can you give me an example where this strength has been developed?
Absolutely. At my school, I'm on the golf team, and we run a camp in the off season during July. And as small of a job as it is, we only deal with 25 or 30 kids. There's a lot of logistical things. Anytime that there are kids involved, you have to worry about where they are at any type of time of the day. The high points of the job are definitely when it starts and when it ends, dealing with parents, as well as the children, checking them in, checking them out, making sure that they have all their luggage and that sort of thing when they check out of the dorms. But I think just being able to be that bridge between talking to the younger kids and still being able to deal with their parents on the other end almost simultaneously, so you have to change roles almost to fit who you're talking to, but it's a good time. It's a lot of high energy, and keep coming back every year. So
that's great. What are some of your weaknesses?
Weaknesses, I would say communication and probably the use of technology. I'm kind of old school. I don't like checking my phone all the time, so if people are texting or calling, my phone is on, but it's not necessarily on me all the time, so trying to work on that. I'm trying to, devote time to being off my phone while also, getting into the job force, having my phone on me so that I'm able to reach people as fast as possible and there's no delay or breakdown in communication. Say also with, just using computers, I'm fairly fluent in Excel and Word, but as far as that goes, if there's any technical problems, I don't have really a fix for it, unfortunately. But I've been taking classes, Rollins. In my last semester, they have all these great computer lab classes that are 1 credit apiece, and I've been taking those the last year and a half, and that's made me pretty fluent in the Word and Excel. And there's a couple classes that deal with troubleshooting and that sort of thing, so I'm going to try and enroll in those and hopefully work on that a little bit.
That's important. Yeah, that's good. Why do you want to work for Vail Resorts?
A couple reasons. I didn't really have Vail on my radar. I went on a couple of vacations and just realized, the experience. That's what vacations are about, and what destination vacations are about, going skiing, resorts, whatever it is, Disney. It's about the experience. And there were a couple times where we had some situations in the workplace would have seemed pretty difficult to handle, but as a guest and someone staying in the hotel, the employees just had a really great outlook on the situation. They handled it really well. No one, got too crazy or anything like that. And I just thought it was, really telling of a company when, the lower level employees seem to enjoy their job a lot. They really care about the guests and the experience that they're having. So that first put Vail on my radar, and then secondly, my passion for being on the mountain, skiing, working with kids, working as an athlete and trying to make people better. I think I'd be a great fit for the company. I have all the skill sets that are necessary, and also the ambition and the drive to help make that experience even better for the people that come here.
Yeah. What will you bring to the company?
Like I said, the physical expertise, skiing and snowboarding, you don't just hop on skis or a snowboard. I've skied and snowboarded my whole life since I was about 5 or 6 years old. So I grew up on the mountain. I grew up around it. Obviously, being from Florida, it's a little bit of a culture shock as far as the temperature and the weather goes, but that's fine. I think that just dealing with people from all walks of life. I went to a liberal arts school. I'm used to being surrounded by international people, so I'm very comfortable in that element. When you get that melting pot of people, as you do at a resort, people flying in from all around the world, all walks of life. I feel like, my life, I've tried to groom myself in being well versed in handling people of all different cultures and all different areas. So.
Glad to hear that. Of the jobs that you've done, which do you feel is most applicable to this one particularly?
Well, golf's my thing. Like I've said multiple times, I play Rollins and I'm involved in certain programs that they run, but they just do a great job with customer service and the product. And again, back to that experience, all the people that we deal with in the camps, they give us a 5-star rating. The kids always have a great time. It's a lot of high energy, and that's a big part of my resume. It takes up a large chunk of it because I have learned the most from that over the years. It's a mixed bag of experiences and trials and tribulations that we've had to deal with, and I feel like most of my experience can be drawn from that job. So.
Can you explain a little more about these golf programs you talked
Yeah,
about?
absolutely. So it's the Nike sponsored golf camp run through Rollins. So we have the brand of Nike and the brand of Rollins. They're pretty big brands, and just basically whoever's interested in whatever kid's interested in going to it, the parents sign their kid up for the camp, and my part has evolved throughout the years. I was an instructor, a student instructor to begin with, and then this past year I was head counselor, so I ran pretty much everything, from signing the parents in and the kids in, like I talked about, making sure the dorm that we were staying in had enough rooms, making sure those rooms were empty, making sure that we had to deal with any allergies or any medical conditions from the kids. Not profiling, but which kids are more likely to run away or which kids are more likely to get into mischief, and just making sure that you have all your ducks in a row, all the details in line, so that the camp runs smoothly as possible. And I think anytime you do the same job over a long period of time, you see a ton of experience and a lot of different situations that you can handle, and from year to year you can handle them differently or better as you see fit. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a great experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does leadership mean to you?
Well, if you'd asked me this question about 6 months ago, I think I would have had a different answer. But I took small group management over the last semester, and one of those books just dove into leadership and what it means in the small group setting. And I think for me, my definition morphed a little bit, but just empowering good teamwork. And sometimes being a leader means being a little bit more in the background and giving your employees or your group members, in my case, the trust to do what the allotted tasks that they've decided to do or what we've all agreed on. I think that anytime you have a leader, I think they bring the best out of people and they handle the worst. So if you have an employee that has a difficult situation or isn't handling something properly, rather than getting on them, a leader takes that and turns it into a learning experience and betters that person and helps them move along. So I think leaders empower others, in short.
And do you have any examples where you have shown this leadership?
Yeah, I mean, throughout my career at Rollins, I've worked on, the great thing about coming here is we have presentations and projects in every single class. Some of them, they only do that one, and then others, the class is solely built on presentations and projects. And I think, just dealing with a broad array of people over the years, you kind of get used to different personalities and what motivates different people and I've had several groups where we've presented, we've done our research, we've done all the hard work, and then after we've got done presenting, the project takes on new form and actually goes from theory into being practiced. So just a quick example of this would be in my finance class. It was me and two other group members, and both of them weren't too privy to finance, but were great in personal relationships. So they handled the interviews, the talking to professors on what they thought about our idea. They did the surveys, whereas I went out and did the number crunching and did the financial spreadsheet portfolio. So just understanding people's weaknesses and strengths like we talked about and putting those into best practice.
That's great. What is your 5-year plan?
I've tried the golf thing. I'm gonna try and get my card in January, but I'd love to come work for this company for a season and reevaluate. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'd stop working, but it is a big change going from Florida to Colorado, and I'd be remiss not to express that. I'm really excited about this job, and I'd love to come out here, and it's just figuring out the numbers, figuring out where to live, figuring out what the job entails, and getting used to that. But depending on the upward mobility that this job has, I'd love to up my responsibility. I can definitely see myself working for this company for a long time, given the opportunity. And past that, I just want to work at a company that I can do my best at and that I bring my gifts to.
That's good. That's good to hear. Why should we hire you from the rest?
Oh man. I think that I have a lot of energy. I'm a young person. It's a young person's job, I feel. If you have a lot of experience, that's great because you know how to handle different situations on the mountain that I might not be too privy to in this role. But it's a very high energy job, depending on what my role is. If I'm working ski school with kids, or if I'm working with parents and kids, having high energy is important. Waking up every day excited to get on the mountain and teach people. It almost gets me too excited to talk about, but I love the atmosphere and the culture out here, and I think that I'd be a really good fit for the company.
That's great. Are you good at working in teams?
Yeah, so we've been talking about it over the course of the interview, but I'm on the Rollins golf team. I'm in several different clubs, and anytime you can put yourself with like-minded people that are trying to push themselves harder, whether it's getting better on the golf team and keeping a teammate accountable. Hey, let's go to the gym at 5 a.m. Hey, wake up for your tea time. Hey, whatever, get here on time. If you can build that sort of that network and feed off of one another, I think that's the best thing when working in groups.
That's good. What are some of your goals?
Just to excel in whatever I do. I think hard work is proven to create more results than raw talent, and the skiing and snowboarding and all that sort of comes naturally, but just perfecting that craft and helping people be safe, and I want to impact people, and I hope they have a great time, and I think I'm pretty good at explaining things to people, and helping finding which way people learn the best. If it's me showing them, if it's me trying to put them in a certain position or whatever it is, I feel like my teaching style is adaptable, like my communication skills, and I'm able to get to people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
So.
What do you expect from us as a company?
So like I alluded to, the one, not setback, but the elephant in the room is that I am from halfway across the country, and I know you guys take these positions seriously, and I want you to know that, I take this position seriously, so, that move is probably the biggest thing on my mind. It's not necessarily, I can learn the job, I'm fairly confident of that. It's just dealing with the life stuff, the moving, the finding a place in the area that's suitable for me to live in. The culture too, the employees from vacationing at the place, they seem friendly, but just making sure that the culture within the workspace is great, which I'm sure it is. And then just probably just being pushed. This is a lifestyle job, and not that it's not to be taken seriously, but I feel like being pushed is a very important part to get better. Not necessarily in the physical aspects, but as good as I am with communicating with people, that can always get better. So I don't know if the company has seminars that it sends people to, or if we go through any training midway through, or whatever it is, but just to constantly be pushed and made better.
Lastly, that's from my part, that'll be it. Is there anything you would like to ask me?
What's a typical work schedule for the job that you guys are looking for?
Yeah, so your job, the job you're applying for, the good thing about this job, it can be flexible, it can adapt a little bit to you in a sense. There are morning shifts and afternoon shifts, so you could practically do either the morning shift, which starts at around 9 until around 12, or the afternoon shift, which starts at 1:30 and ends about at 6. So you could do either one or the other, or both, but I'm sure we can work this out as the process goes on. Yeah.
And then what do you see from someone who's just starting a mountain job? What does the upward mobility into a corporate position look like?
So yeah, we have employees that work here, and as soon as a couple months, 3 to 4 months, they get another interview to climb up that position to gain more responsibility. And yeah, there's a really good opportunity for you if you get this position, that you can be one of those people. And gradual steps, yeah, can lead you to better positions. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, I think if that's everything, I think we're done. We have some more interviews to make, and but you're gonna be hearing from us in a couple of weeks to arrange if there's another meeting.
Awesome.
So it was great to meet you.
Thank you so much for meeting with me. Thank you for your time. Have a great one.
Nice to meet you.